Good morning, guys. Good morning. Um, so what's good, everyone? Back to the stream. Today we're doing something a little different. We're diving to Ultraman lore because I've had a lot of people asking for more toku content. But this is only part one. Later today, we're continuing this over on Twitch, so make sure to follow me on Twitch. I put the pinned comment up. Let you guys know that I will be streaming the second half on Twitch. Um, that's where I'll be watching the Junga Zian playlist. He had sent me a playlist, so I'll be watching that playlist on Twitch, not here, um, because of copyright. And so, if you want the full experience, make sure to sub to this channel and follow me on Twitch. So I'll remind you guys later on in the stream, but yeah, that's what today is. Today I'm just watching the Kwame Toko video, his video about the complete history of Ultraman. So I'm watching his video about Ultraman, and after I watch that, I'm in stream and go stream to Twitch and watch the Jigga his playlist live on Twitch, so you get my live experience. And I will make a pinned comment on this stream to like direct you guys to my Twitch for the link if you want to see part two of that. This is part one, so part two will be on Twitch again to avoid copyright. So yeah, that's the first announcement I want to make. My other announcement I want to make is that tomorrow I will be going live again tomorrow on YouTube. It'll be a YouTube stream. I'm going to be playing Resident Evil Requiem again. This time I'm going to get the good ending. Yesterday I played it. I thought that was a good ending, but it wasn't a good ending. That was the bad ending. So tomorrow I'll be, replaying it and getting the good ending. So I'm going to replay that part again tomorrow for tomorrow's stream on YouTube. So I'll be doing that. But today, I promised a Toku stream. I promised the Ultraman. So that's what it is today. It's just like, you could say a short stream on YouTube, and then, because I'm going to cut it short and go to Twitch to, react to the playlist. But further ado, let's get into it. Make sure to subscribe, like the stream, and yeah. This is Akrami Toka, if I pronounce his name right. The complete history of Ultraman, 1966 to 2025. Let's get into it.
Since 1966, the Ultraman franchise has captured the hearts and imaginations of fans all over the world. By combining Since 1966, the Ultraman franchise has captured the hearts and imaginations.
This guy I know. This is Zero. This is Ultraman Zero, if I'm not mistaken. I remember seeing him. If I'm not mistaken, this is Ultraman Zero.
Of fans all over the world. By combining giant kaiju with a superhero premise, Ultraman solidified its reputation as a legendary franchise and an absolute trailblazer within toku. This video is going to cover every single series within the Ultra franchise, plus all of the important movies, crossovers, and adaptations. So if you want a video to show people who don't know about Ultraman, or if you want to take a fun journey with me through the history of the Ultraverse, this video's for you. So sit back and relax. This is the complete history of Ultraman. Back in 1966, Japan was introduced to Ultra Q, a precursor to the Ultraman franchise that was very reminiscent of the Twilight Zone, but with the addition of kaiju. Produced by Tsuburaya Productions.
That was funny, the way that guy just made that sound.
This unique show would run for 28 episodes and would feature mini kaiju that would reappear and lay the foundation for the Ultraman franchise in the future. Ultra Q would air in black and white, and this early show featured regular people fighting against tons of kaiju.
So, I know he's mentioned it was kind of like the Twilight Zone. So, like, I guess every like scenario that would happen in Twilight Zone, and this, which is with kaiju, I would assume. Like any scenario that would happen in Twilight Zone, you would place that with kaiju. I would assume.
Despite the show being made pretty well, something was missing: a hero. After learning lessons with Ultra Q and improving on the formula, Tsuburaya would deliver the legendary original Ultraman series. Despite not being an official sequel series, this show would take what worked well within Ultra Q, like the kaiju, but would dial up the action with the addition of our hero from the Land of Light, Ultraman. This show followed the adventures of SSSP, or the Science Special Search Party, as they investigate and battle against kaiju. Shin Hayata, a member of SSSP, would transform into Ultraman and battle against these kaiju. Hailing from the Land of Light, Ultraman would employ a variety of different attacks and abilities.
Okay, let me run that back. and make that correct.
After learning lessons with Ultra Q and improving on the formula, Tsuburaya would deliver the legendary original Ultraman series. Despite not being an official sequel series, this show would take what worked well within Ultra Q, like the kaiju, but would dial up the action with the addition of our hero from the Land of Light, Ultraman. This show followed the adventures of SSSP, or the Science Special Search Party, as they investigate and battle against kaiju. Shin Hayata, a member of
So I guess it was like an organization, the SSP. Okay, I got that. But I'm trying to figure out right now, Ultraman himself, so he comes from the Land of Light that I remember learning about.
SSP would transform into Ultraman and battle against these kaiju. Hailing from the Land of Light, Ultraman would employ a variety of different attacks and abilities while in combat, including his iconic arm beam. This legendary series nailed the Ultra formula, and for Tsuburaya Productions, there was no looking back.
What's with the jungle sound? I mean, it sounds kind of like jungle, but.
Following on the heels of the original Ultraman series was Ultraman Monster Movie Feature, the first film release in the Ultra franchise. The majority of footage in this film was reused footage.
My question is this: so, let me go back. I forgot his name. What was the guy's name again?
And improving on the formula, Tsuburaya would deliver the legendary original Ultraman series. Despite not being an official sequel series, this show would take what worked well within Ultra Q, like the kaiju, but would dial up the action with the addition of our hero from the Land of Light, Ultraman. This show followed the adventures of SSSP, or the Science Special Search Party, as they investigate and battle against kaiju. Shin Hayata, a member of
Shin Hayata, right? Is Shin Hayata himself from the Land of Light, or is Ultraman from the Land of Light? Like is Shin Ultraman himself? Like, is he the embodiment of Ultraman. You know what I mean? Like he can like it looks like he transformed into Ultraman, so he himself is Ultraman. Like what I'm trying to say is like in a sense that the best way I could compare it to is like Superman. You know what I mean? Like okay, Superman is from the planet Crypto, right? He's from the planet Crypto. He comes to Earth, and he becomes Clark Kent. Yada yada yada. You know the story of Superman. Is it kind of like that in a sense, or he was just like I don't know? Because if he's from the land of light, right? He must have came from the land of light and happened to be on Earth, or he was already on Earth. That's the only thing I want to know. Like, did he already? Did he came from the land of light already, or was he on Earth and something transpired him to become Ultraman? If that makes sense, you know, like I'm just trying to figure out this version of Ultraman. Like, if he's from the land of light, did he travel to Earth, or he was already on Earth? If that makes sense, if my question makes sense.
SP would transform into Ultraman and battle against these kaiju. Hailing from the Land of Light, Ultraman would employ a variety of different attacks and abilities while in combat, including his iconic arm beam. This legendary series nailed the Ultra formula, and for Tsuburaya Productions, there was no looking back. Following on the heels of the original Ultraman series was Ultraman Monster Movie Feature, the first film release in the Ultra franchise. The majority of footage in this film was reused footage from the Ultraman series, albeit with various tweaks, like certain scenes being in black and white. In theaters, it was screened alongside a Toho film called King Kong Escapes.
I wonder if that it helped when it was being released in theaters. Like if it helped the movie, knowing that a King Kong movie was released at the same time. I mean, I don't think it was like I think it wasn't that much competition, because like you could go like one day to watch King Kong and the next day you could watch like Ultraman, or you could go on the same day. You know, like in the morning you go watch King Kong, and at night you could watch Ultraman. So I don't think it was that much competition.
In 1967, Japan was treated to the exciting follow-up of Ultraman in Ultra 7. This series would follow Dan Moroboshi, who would transform into Ultra 7 and fight alongside the Ultra Garrison against various kaiju. Ultra 7's design was heavily influenced by Mayan culture and was originally intended to feature blue on his costume, but it was changed to red in order to prevent issues with the special effects process. This show featured capsule monsters, and the creator of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, once said that Pokeballs were inspired by the capsule monsters from Ultra 7.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really I learned something new today. I learned something new today. I'm a big fan of Pokemon, so learned something new today. So like in this series, the capsule monsters, like I'm assuming they're in balls, right? They're like some type of ball, and I don't know how does this work, like exactly, like how like the monsters, how they work. If they're like, you know, do they capture them in balls, like like just like in Pokemon, or like it's something different?
This series would follow Dan Moroboshi, who would transform into Ultra 7 and fight alongside the Ultra Garrison against various kaiju. Ultra 7's design was heavily influenced by Mayan culture and was originally intended to feature blue on his costume, but it was changed to red in order to prevent issues with the special effects process. This show featured capsule monsters, and the creator of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, once said that Pokeballs were inspired by the capsule monsters from Ultra 7. In 1970, Tsuburaya released Ultra Fight, a daily TV series based solely around Ultra's fighting. Each episode of the series was only 2.5 minutes long and even featured play-by-play from Jiro Yamada, a professional sports announcer. Ultra Fight was a unique idea that proved Tsuburaya was willing to think outside of the box.
Why so short though? Like for a series, why like only 2 minutes long?
In 1971, Tsuburaya released the first non-Ultra superhero series in Mirror Man. Though not an Ultra series, Mirror Man is worth including here because he functions as an opposite to Ultraman, being darker and more drama-focused.
Well, is Mirror Man like a staple in Ultraman? Like, would he be like a recurring character? I mean, the way I could see it, you could like, I'm assuming Mirror Man's a good guy, but I could see like rewriting his character and being like a nemesis or a rival to Ultraman. You know what I mean? Then again, just the beginning of the video, so I'm just like speculating. Like, even though he's not technically an Ultraman, you could put him in the Ultraman universe and make him like a rival or a nemesis to Ultraman. Even though I'm pretty sure Mirror Man is a good guy, but for the sake of writing and storytelling, I would rewrite his character to be different.
1971's return of Ultraman marked the fourth series in the Ultra franchise, and it would combine the worlds of Ultra Q, Ultraman, and Ultra 7 into a single connected universe. Hideki Go, our main protagonist in the series, was a race car driver and a member of MATS, or the Monster Attack Team. Hideki would transform into Ultraman Jack, also known as New Ultraman.
See, that's the thing. I'll see him later in the video. Mirror Man. Okay, but that's the thing. So, like, were these just regular people that just got like the ability to transform into Ultraman? That's I'm a little bit kind of confused a little bit because okay, Ultraman is from the land of light, but these just feel like regular people. So I don't know if it's like a device they found or something, or like it's like a birthright or something. I don't know. As far as like the beginning of Ultraman, I don't know like, how this works exactly. Like if it's like a birthright or it's something they found, like a device they found. That's just something I'm trying to figure out.
Return of Ultraman.
Just think about it. How come he, so far from my understanding, so there's like one person so far can become Ultraman, but they're part of like some type of. Okay, that makes sense now. Thank you, ASMR. Thank you. That makes more sense because I was just sitting here thinking, how come there's only one person that's Ultraman, but they're part of like an organization, like a space organization, like a space science organization. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, but thank you. That makes sense. That they're chosen. Okay, so like, I'm trying to. How would you compare that to? Like, what kind of series or superhero or whatever you compare that to? As far as story wise, like the Green Lantern, I guess. I'm assuming. Because usually, sometimes like heroes, they could be chosen. So I guess in this case, you're saying that they choose someone to be Ultraman, which makes more to me. That makes sense now. Like that helps me out because like okay, I get it now. Because at first I was like, wait, I don't understand how one person could be Ultraman, and he comes from the land of light, and human host is being termed like fused dead human person to revive and live with them, or Ultraman himself. Okay. So they so okay, so you're saying they revive someone. So if a person's on the brink of like death, they can bring that person back to life and he becomes Ultraman. Okay. That makes sense. I've and Ultraman himself can become human like. Okay. I get that. I get that. I feel like yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense because like he is. I'm gonna assume he's like an alien, so he could like shapeshift. And the revive, I could see that happening.
And would serve as the 5-year anniversary of the franchise, while also further defining the Ultraman formula even more going forward. Ultraman would continue in 1972 with Ultraman Ace. This series would further develop the shared Ultra universe by heavily featuring all of the previous Ultras up to this point. In this series,
Wait, okay. I know he's gonna mention what just happened, but I was just like, what the heck just happened? Why did they just collide like that?
Shared Ultra universe by heavily featuring all of the previous Ultras up to this point.
I don't know. Sorry. That's just like I was like really taken back from that. I didn't expect that. So there's lore on top of lore on top of lore of Ultraman. Okay. Basically I just want to know so basically for this stream, today's total stream, because this is a one for one for me. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. One for 1 minute, man. So basically, this whole stream, the first half of the stream is just like me learning the history of Ultraman and stuff, and learning about the Ultraman that I've seen. If you've seen my previous videos and streams of Ultraman, I've seen some Ultra, like for example, I've seen Ultraman Zero. I don't know exactly who Zero is, so I want to see like those Ultramans and like understanding their story wise a little bit. Get like a synopsis, like a little short summary of them. I just need some type of context to Ultraman. Like as far as like diving into the deep lore, I don't. Maybe in some other time, but it's a little short synopsis. True, I could do that. I could, redo Wiki.
In this series, two people named Seiji and Yuko utilize Ultra Rings to transform into Ace as they battle Kaiju with TAC or the Terrible Monster Attacking Crew. Ace would continue with the trend of high-quality Ultraman seasons, and the franchise showed no signs of slowing down. In 1973, Tsuburaya debuted a new series with an Ultra that would become legendary, Ultraman Taro. Taro follows the adventures of Kotaro Higashi, a man who nearly dies in a plane crash before being rescued by the Ultra Brothers. As a member of ZATS, or
Okay, yeah, you had mentioned that. So, he was on the brink of death, and he was like saved and revived. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Zariba of all territory, Kotaro would transform into Ultraman Taro. Taro would fight alongside the previous Ultras to form the 6 Ultra Brothers, and would go on to become one of the most famous and recognizable Ultras of all time. Within
Okay, make it home safe. I don't, make it be safe, ASMR. I wish you good luck on your way back home. You could always come back, at the end, at the end of the stream. I would rather you get home safely than than anything.
In the Ultra universe, Taro's name means someone courageous who loves justice, as given to him by the father of Ultra, and the signature horns on his head are a feature that he inherited from father Zats, or Zariba of all territory. Kotaro would transform into Ultraman Taro. Taro would fight alongside the previous Ultras to form the 6 Ultra Brothers, and would go on to become one of the most famous and recognizable Ultras of all time. Within the Ultra universe, Taro's name means someone courageous who loves justice, as given to him by the father of Ultra, and the signature horns on his head are a feature that he inherited from father as well. Ultraman Taro was a landmark series within the Ultra franchise, and although Taro's story would be retconned in certain ways later on, this show became an essential watch for fans over time.
I was thinking Taro was like bull. Because I don't know, his helmet kind of reminds me of like a bull. But I guess it is what it is. But Ultraman fodder. Is he like? What would he be like? What is Ultraman fodder like? Is he like a king? Is he like a god? Or is he like a supreme ruler or something? I don't know. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I'm just like trying to figure stuff out. I think when you have questions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like some of the questions I have will be answered later in the video, and yeah, if there's anything that comes up, like I said, if you could always watch this stream, it's gonna be up for eternity at this point. So whenever you want to like watch the stream, and if there's something that you see on stream that I miss or that I didn't understand or whatever, you could comment, in the comment section after the stream. Yeah. But I do have some questions. So far, I do have some questions. But I'm pretty sure my questions will be answered in the video as it goes on. But so far, some might, they kind of been answered.
Tsuburaya also released a show in 1973 that wasn't technically an Ultra series, but was a relatively popular spin-off series meant to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Tsuburaya Productions. This show was called Jumborg Ace. Jumborg Ace was a fun Tsuburaya side project that fans enjoyed, despite not being an official Ultra series. Premiering in 1974 was Taro's exciting follow-up in Ultraman Leo. This series continued the tradition of high-quality storytelling and cinematography that the Ultraman franchise was becoming known for.
I'll say this, the costume designs are getting much better. I'm not gonna lie, the costume designs are getting much better now compared to like maybe the first one. Just saying. I'm starting to like I'm assuming that you call it the helmet design or the crown design. You know, the top part of Ultraman. I'm actually starting to like the later iterations of Ultraman, like, you know, the top part of the top part of his head.
Jin Otori is the human form of Ultraman Leo, who comes to Earth from the Leo constellation, Nebula.
Hey, let me run that back. Let me get that back. Okay, he was what exactly?
Quality storytelling and cinematography that the Ultraman franchise was becoming known for. Jin Otori is the human form of Ultraman Leo, who comes to Earth from the Leo constellation, Nebula.
Okay, so okay. That's what I was trying to make sure. So he's a human form. So basically, he's an alien, came to Earth, took human form, and is now living among us. And he's basically Ultraman. Okay.
L77. This show features Ultra 7, or his human form, Dan Moroboshi to be more accurate, fighting alongside.
So I'm assuming Ultraman is his real form, what he really looks like. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm getting. His real form is his Ultraman form, and his human form is his human form. That's the main takeaway about Ultraman for me. It's like it's different than Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, whereas Kamen Rider and Super Sentai, they're humans, right? They're humans that transform into like Rangers or Kamen Riders, whereas Ultraman, from what I could tell, is not like that. So that's the main takeaway I got from Ultraman. That makes it totally different than the others.
Begin with the group Mac, or the Monster Attack Crew. This show begins with Leo helping when Ultra 7 becomes critically injured, and this first act would ground Leo firmly within the Ultraverse. Leo was.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think Ultraman came before Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. Now, I don't know. Okay, in 2026, as of now, I don't know what's more popular exactly. Like, what do people prefer now? Like, are there more Ultraman fans, or is there more Kamen Rider fans, or is there more Super Sentai fans? I don't know. Also, I think Super Sentai ended, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw somewhere like, oh, Super Sentai ended, and yeah, there's like this new toku thing, Gavin or something. I've seen Ranger Toa react to it on its stream. If you've ever seen it, I remember some ant, like a talking ant. I know this has nothing to do with Ultraman, and I'm just rambling, but it's like a talking ant. And this lady, she like use a gun or something and shoot out the ant. And yeah, that's all I remember. I think it's Gavin or something. I think that's what plays Super Sentai. I just remember Ranger Choa watching is like kind of upset because it's like, yeah, this is what plays Super Sentai. Again, it has nothing to do with Ultraman, but I'm just rambling. But shout out to Ranger Toa. Let's get back to this. Let's go back again, because I literally just went on a little tangent.
77. This show features Ultra 7, or his human form, Dan Moroboshi to be more accurate, fighting alongside Gin with the group Mac, or the Monster Attack Crew. This show begins with Leo helping when Ultra 7 becomes critically injured, and this first act would ground Leo firmly within the Ultraverse. Leo was another well-made season, and it had become clear by now that Tsuburaya had perfected their formula.
Kamen Rider is #1 toy sale. Ultraman is #2, and Super Sentai take a break because mini scandal, and they bring back Metal Hero. Wait, is Metal Hero coming back? You're saying, like this year or just recently in the past few years. And that's just based on toy sale. Like it's just like the companies are just going based on toy sales, not like movies or TV shows.
Debuting in Thailand in 1974 was Ultra Brothers vs. the Monster Army, before it would be released in Japan in 1979. This film united the 6 Ultra Brothers into an exciting and suspenseful film where the sun is moving towards the Earth while chaos ensues. This project kept fans satisfied while the Ultra franchise was on a short hiatus from television.
Hold on, let me go back.
In Thailand in 1974 was Ultra Brothers vs. the Monster Army, before it would be released in Japan in 1979. This film united the 6 Ultra Brothers into an exciting and suspenseful film where the sun is moving towards the Earth while chaos ensues. This project kept fans satisfied while the Ultra franchise was on a...
Okay, sorry, I hit my mute button. Okay, who is this exactly? What's her name? Is she like Ultra Mom or something? Ultra Mother? Ultra Sister? Like, what's her name? What's her story? But I saw that you said something. Meta Hero took a break from 1992 and continue on this year as Space Gap. Wait, so Space Gavin Infinity is a Meta Hero show? Yeah, it was Dad. It was Dad. Space Gavin Infinity. Is that the one with the talking ant? Cause like I said, I was watching Rage Toa on Twitch the other day, and he was like streaming, and he was watching that. And I just thought it was funny because there was just a talking ant. And he was, like I said, I think he was kind of a little upset because it's like, that would play Super Sentai. But yeah, again, the question I have for you and some more. So Space Gavin Infinity, well, 2 questions. One, is Space Gavin Infinity the one with the talking ant? Because I don't remember the name of it. I just remember, I think it's called Gavin, but I don't, I'm new, I'm new to all this, so I don't really know. And that's my first question. My second question is it a Meta Hero show?
Short hiatus from television.
Mother of Ultra will name Ultra Woman Mary. I will. Okay, so her name, Talking Ant. Okay, that's what it is. It's Space Gavin Infinity with the Talking Ant. Okay, and her name is Ultra Woman Mary, Mother of Ultra. Okay, yeah, that's the one I remember seeing. Space Gavin Infinity.
Debuting in 1979 was a unique animated project called the Ultraman, the very first animated Ultra project. This show was produced by Tsuburaya and animated by Nippon Sunrise. Nippon Sunrise actually animated another well-known anime show at the same time, Mobile Suit Gundam, and they would eventually be renamed.
I love Mobile Suit. Oh, sorry, I'm so close to my mic. Sorry about that. I love Mobile Suit Gundam. Okay, I'll be honest with you guys. My 2 favorite Gundam series is G Gundam and Gundam Wing. Just want to let you guys know that right now that my favorite series from the Gundam Ring franchise is G Gundam and Gundam Ring. Those are my 2 favorites. And let me go back. He mentioned that, so I want to know a little bit more about that. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about Gundam and what y'all's favorite Gundam series is.
Project. This show was produced by Tsuburaya and animated by Nippon Sunrise. Nippon Sunrise actually animated another well-known anime show at the same time, Mobile Suit Gundam, and they would eventually be renamed to Bandai Namco Filmworks.
With that name change, okay, so them changing the name, was Bandai already a thing, or was this like the beginning of Bandai Namco? Like, okay, thank you, Ian, some more. I'll check that out whenever you do. But yeah, was Bandai created after the name change, or was Bandai already beforehand? Something to think about.
Our main protagonist in the Ultraman is Choichiro Hikari, a member of SDS, or the Science Defense Squad. He bonds to a new Ultra named Ultraman Jonius, who originates from planet U40. The Ultraman ran for 50 episodes, and it gave fans an entirely new perspective on the Ultraverse. In 1980, Ultraman would return to live action with Ultraman 80, and continue the story from where it left off after Ultraman Leo. This show was consistent with the Ultraman feel, but 80 would develop a vibe and a style all its own that would make it unique among other projects. Taking place 5 years after Ultraman Leo, 80 would focus on a school teacher named Takeshi Yamato, who becomes a member of UGM, or Utility Government Members, to battle the kaiju threat. Takeshi is the human form of Ultraman 80, an Ultra from the Land of Light. The Ultraman.
So I was just checking my stream on my phone, so that's why I'm go back.
Ran for 50 episodes, and it gave fans an entirely new perspective on the Ultraverse.
Some human hosts bond friendship with Ultra? Okay. That's interesting. I was just trying to think of, like, have I seen that happen? That's what I'm trying to go. I remember seeing from the clip that I watched. It was like a little mini Ultraman. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the bond or anything. But I was just like something I thought about.
In 1980, Ultraman would return to live action with Ultraman 80, and continue the story from where it left off after Ultraman Leo. This show was consistent with the Ultraman feel, but 80 would develop a vibe and a style all its own that would make it unique among other projects. 80! Taking place 5 years after Ultraman Leo, 80 would focus on a school teacher named Takeshi Yamato, who becomes a member of UGM, or Utility Government Members, to battle the kaiju threat. Takeshi is the human form of Ultraman 80, an Ultra from the Land of Light.
Yeah, my thing is, are Ultramen, like, how do they come to Earth? Like, do they come to Earth like as babies or fully grown adults? Like, how do they assimilate onto Earth? If they have like a human form, right? Or, well, hold on. I think we already talked about this. It's just, I don't know. This is an idea of, like, I'm trying to, trying to, like, think. Because I understand, like, okay, some Ultraman, like, there was one that was mentioned that he was on the brink of death and he became Ultraman. But I'm like, I keep thinking like in terms of like, oh, they are like, sent here on Earth, maybe as a baby, and they have to like study humans or something, and in the process they fight kaiju or villains. I don't know. I don't know. Then again, I would think that would be an interesting storyline to me personally. I mean, I feel like it's been done to death already. The whole outsider born on a foreign planet they're not used to, and they grow up, and then later on they learn their powers and who they are. Like, I don't know. I just thought like maybe if there was an Ultraman like that, I think that'd be kind of cool. Like seeing it from that perspective, whereas, again, he's from the land of light. Somehow, some way, he. Okay, for main. Okay. Let me see. Can I copy that? No. No. Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, good, much better. Let me just give me a moment. Okay. Let me copy that. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of about to do. I was trying to copy and paste. Copy, paste. Okay, is it the first one? Is this the first video? If so, I'm gonna watch it after this one.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna come back to this after I watch this one.
Ultraman 80 would also be notable for featuring Yulian, a female Ultra who is a princess from the Land of Light, and this series did an excellent job at
Gotcha. I'm gonna watch it after this. After this video, I'm gonna go watch it.
honoring the franchise while still delivering a lot of creative and unique elements to the audience. 1984 brought the one-off special Ultraman Zoffi, Ultra Warriors vs. the Giant Monster Army. After making small cameo appearances in the Ultraverse, Ultraman Zoffi would be featured as the lead hero in this special. Featuring all of the previous Ultras as well as a ton of kaiju, this special was a celebration of Ultraman at a time when the official series was on another hiatus. Also released in 1984 was an Ultraman game for the MSX home computer, the very first Ultraman video game. Following the events of the original Ultraman series, this game let fans play as Ultraman and battle against kaiju. The game was pretty basic.
Looks like he's battling Godzilla.
But it captured the tone and feel of Ultraman perfectly, or at least in the best way that a game from 1984 could. The Ultra series would spin off into a kids anime with 1984's Ultraman Kids. This sub-series was focused on a young audience and would result in several different films and series. In 1987, Tsuburaya teamed up with Hanna-Barbera Productions to make an animated Ultraman series for both Japan and USA. This was
That's really interesting. I never knew about this. Hanna-Barbera did an Ultraman show? Yeah, it's really interesting. Wait, so that would, in a sense, that would mean in the Hanna-Barbera universe, Ultraman exists alongside Scooby-Doo. So technically, in a way, we could have a crossover with Scooby-Doo and Ultraman. If you think about it, like I would watch it. Ultra Force, Ultraman USA team. Is that what this is? But yeah, like I said, like if this was part of Hanna-Barbera, right? That would mean in universe, in Hanna-Barbera universe, Ultraman exists alongside Scooby-Doo. So that we could, in somehow, some way, we would have a crossover, like a crossover movie. I would see it. Speaking of Scooby-Doo, I haven't got a chance to watch that Courage the Cowardly Dog movie with Scooby-Doo. I need to check that out one of these days. This is Team Ultra Force, but they're also in main universe. Main universe of Ultraman. Okay.
In 1987, Tsuburaya teamed up with Hanna-Barbera Productions to make an animated Ultraman series for both Japan and USA. This was Ultraman: The Adventure Begins. With a decidedly different look and tone from previous Ultraman projects, this animated film would utilize a similar style to G.I. Joe or Transformers. Ultraman: The Adventure Begins was intended to be a pilot episode of a TV series, but these plans were scrapped and it was turned into a movie instead. This project offered fans a new flavor of Ultraman in much the same way that
I could see this being, getting Ultraman on an international level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see this being like people's way of being introduced to Ultraman.
The Ultraman had done before.
But I never seen this before. As a kid, I never seen this. The only thing, as far as anything remotely toku related that I've seen growing up, is Godzilla, which is toku, which is tokusatsu, and Super Sentai, which again in the US is Power Rangers. I didn't see which I learned about my last toku stream. I didn't watch Mask Rider. Didn't know that was a thing. I didn't watch any type of form of Ultraman. Like, I didn't see this animated movie of Ultraman growing up. As for, since I know that Beetleborgs is technically, well, not technically, it is a Meta Hero show. Okay, well, Beetleborgs would be my Meta Hero. So that's about it. That's the only contact I have with tokusatsu.
In 1990, Tsuburaya formed a partnership with the South Australian Film Corporation to co-produce a new Ultraman series called Ultraman Toward the Future. This series follows the adventures of Jack Shindo, a member of UMA, or the Universal Multi-Purpose Agency, who bonds with Ultraman Great. Ultraman Towards the Future would initially only release on home video and Laserdisc within Japan in 1990, before being televised in Japan during 1991, and later released in the USA in 1992. Despite Tsuburai's partnership with the Australian Film Corporation, this show did not initially air in Australia. At only 13 episodes, this series was quite a bit shorter than what Japanese fans were used to, but its success.
So it was made in Australia, but was it shown to Australians? That doesn't make what? So how would they know what Ultraman is exactly? I mean, wouldn't you want to like broaden your you know? Okay, let me check that out. Okay, I'm gonna check that out after this. Yeah, I'm gonna watch those two after this. I forgot my train of thought. I don't know. Those. Anyways, let's get back to the video.
Would lead to the possibility of similar projects in the future.
Go back.
This show did not initially air during 1991, and later released in the USA in 1992. Despite Tsuburai's partnership with the Australian Film Corporation, this show did not.
Thank you for.
Okay, I'll check that after this video, and see. Explain the origins. Time. Color. Hold on. Okay, yeah. After the complete history, I'll watch those 3 other videos, and I'm about to like switch over to Twitch. Let me take a little bathroom break. I'll be right back. In the meantime, let's. Yeah, I'm back.
Not initially air in Australia. At only 13 episodes, this series was quite a bit shorter than what Japanese fans were used to, but its success would lead to the possibility of similar projects in the future.
The man, the myth, the legend, Kamen Rider. I believe this is Ichigo, right? This is Kamen Rider 1. Kamen Rider 2 is Red Gloves, right? If I'm not mistaken.
In 1993, toku fans would be treated to a groundbreaking and exciting crossover with Ultraman vs. Kamen Rider. This project was a small, self-contained story delivering everything that fans could want from these heroes, including an action-packed story and tons of fan service. Seeing Ultraman fight alongside Kamen Rider marked a milestone within Toku and gave fans a chance to see their favorite heroes in a cool new way.
Okay, so the main universe is called Nebula M78. Yeah. I'm gonna check out those free videos after this. Maybe that'll also help me fill in some gaps in a way. Thank you, ASMR.
In 1993, Tsuburaya produced a unique toku project with Gridman, the Hyper Agent. Though not technically an Ultra,
I'm sorry, but that was just so funny to me. That was so.
unique toku project with Gridman, the Hyper.
That was so funny. It's just he I'm assuming it's called Henshin. So Henshin or something?
Hyper Agent.
I just think that's hilarious how he Henshin or transform and he just like he just leaned over and goes inside the monitor. He didn't even like reach out or it's hilarious. I don't know, this scene here is just hilarious to me.
Though not technically an Ultra project, this series was extremely influential to future series, as Tsuburaya would adopt a new kind of video technology for animating special effects. This project became very popular over the years and is definitely worth mentioning here.
Superhuman Samurai is a Western adaptation. He fused with Gridman computer. Okay. Who is Gridman? That's a good question. I don't even know who Gridman is.
In 1994, Tsuburaya would create a direct-to-video series called Heisei Ultra 7, a sequel series to 1967's Ultra 7 that would diverge from the established story and exist within its own alternate timeline. Heisei.
So, because if I'm not mistaken, Heisei is the years after Showa, if I pronounce it right. So, the 1967 Ultraman, that was the Showa era Ultraman, and this Ultraman is the Heisei era Ultraman, which is like the newer generation of Ultraman. So it's like you could initially say it's like a reboot, remaster of that Ultraman. Gridman is that computer looking in video that you watch. Okay, gotcha.
Ultra 7 was originally conceptualized as a pair of two TV specials with a focus on teaching viewers about environmental causes. Several years later, the series would continue as a way to celebrate Ultra 7's 30th anniversary. More entries were added later.
Yeah, like I was saying, like I think this is like what a reboot remaster of the original Ultraman 7. That's why it has Heisei, because this is for like the newer generation of people that didn't quite grow up watching the original.
To wrap up the story and give the series a proper ending. Due to Ultra 7's popularity within Toku, a continuation of his story within the Heisei era was a treat for fans.
Okay, this is what you had told me. Superhuman Samurai restaurant adaptation. Never heard of it, which is crazy. It's kind of crazy how that never heard. I swear to you, I never heard of it. This and Mask Rider, I've never heard. I never seen on TV. Maybe it was on TV, but I never watched it. I never heard my cousins talk about this show. I don't even think people even talk about this on the internet. I've yet to come across to anyone who've ever said, I've seen Mask Rider as a kid growing up, or I've seen Superhuman Samurai as a kid growing up. Those probably weren't as popular. Let me see. Was this made by Saban? Did Saban make this? I'm pretty sure he's couldn't Mitch who made it, but I'm pretty sure Saban. Knowing Saban, he was just trying to milk Toku so much back then. Ever since he had got like the hit with Power Rangers, I'm pretty sure he was trying to take everything Toku, bring it to the West, and just milk it for what it is. And I'm pretty sure those were some hit and misses, especially the way he was adapting them. Very hit or miss. So, but I think from my knowledge and from what Gridman on year 2010 have anime named Gridman and okay. Okay, is Gridman isn't while Western only adapt live action. Okay. So it's like Gridman isn't an Ultraman, right? I don't think he is exactly. Let's continue. I could sit here and ramble, but I don't want to like make the stream even much longer because I do have to like switch over. But yeah, Gridman is Japan version of Superhuman Samurai. Okay.
Popularity within Toku, a continuation of his story within the Heisei era was a treat for fans. Rounding out 1994 was an American adaptation of Gridman called Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
You're correct. No, that's fine. It's fine. I'm watching the video and I'm reading, what you're saying, so it's fine. But yeah, you're right. This was based on Gridman. Okay.
Think it's a servo program. Oh, cool battle armor.
This series was co-produced by Tsuburaya, Deke, and Ultracom. It was distributed by All American Television, which is now Fremantle Media. Superhuman Samurai.
Okay, so it's not by Saban. Okay, that was made by Saban because, yeah, I just feel like he would get his greedy hands on this, but it was not made by Saban. Okay.
Samurai Cyber Squad wasn't as popular as the Saban shows in America, but this show introduced a lot of Western fans to Gridman.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know anybody. Like, again, I've never heard about this, so it's like it feels kind of like lost media at this point, in a sense. I don't know. It's not as popular as like the Saban shows, and then some Saban shows aren't as popular as his main cash flow. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's a good thing. It tried to get people into Toku and to Ultraman, but it was like a hit or miss. Maybe it's just the way they probably went about it. Maybe like story wise, they could have done a much better job.
Oh, cool battle armor.
This series was co-produced by Tsuburaya, DeK, and Ultracom. It was distributed by All American Television, which is now Fremantle Media. Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad wasn't as popular as the Saban shows in America, but this show introduced a lot of Western fans to Gridman and the Ultraverse by extension. 1995 brought fans in Japan a series called Ultraman Powered, also known as Ultraman the Ultimate Hero within the West. This show is a co-production between Tsuburaya and a company called Major Havoc Entertainment, later known as Steppin' Stone Entertainment. This was only the second live-action Ultraman series produced outside of Japan. Running for 13 episodes, this series would take cues from the previously released Ultraman Towards the Future, but would surprisingly never air in the United States. In 1996, after a 15-year hiatus, a new Ultraman project would debut on Japanese television, Ultraman Tiga, marking a fresh and exciting new chapter in the legacy of Ultraman. With an updated look and a new take on the Ultraman.
So like his colors changed. It looked like his colors changed because it was purple and then switched to red.
Formula, Tiga was out to revitalize the franchise in ways never seen before. This show was set in a different universe than the previous Ultra series, offering the writers limitless possibilities for crafting the stories that they wanted to tell. Set in the near future, the story of Tiga focuses on Daigo Madoka, a kind-hearted.
So this one, it debuted the multi-form in Ultra Speed and Power. So, and he mentioned that this was a different universe. So this is like a separate universe, separate timeline of like the main universe of Ultraman.
An heroic TPC officer who later joins GUTS, or the Global Unlimited Task Squad. Daigo's courage, along with the genes of an ancient civilization, allows him to transform into Tiga. Tiga was the first Ultra with multiple combat modes, and this show has remained one of the most popular entries in the series since its debut, resulting in many films and crossovers, plus a full-on reboot years later.
So he's saying genes, so I would assume that it's part of his ancestry. Neo Frontier Universe, and yes, different. So this is called the Neo Frontier Universe, where Ultraman Tiga's from. I guess other Ultraman as well.
Also released in 1996 was a film serving as a parody of the Ultraman franchise with Ultraman Zearth. Hailing from the land of Bright, Ultraman Zearth was extremely strong and very skilled in combat, but he would be heavily affected by anxiety. Ultraman Zearth's name originates from the word zenith, which means pinnacle or peak. He's also a germaphobe who's obsessed with cleanliness. Zearth would also get a sequel film called Ultraman Zearth 2, Superman Big Battle, Light and Shadow. In 1997, Subaraya released Ultraman Dyna, taking place 7 years after the events of Tiga, where a new team called Super Guts would battle against an alien race called Spheres. Our main protagonist in the series is Shin Asuka, a member of Super Guts and human counterpart to Ultraman Dyna. This series worked to continue the story that Tiga had started, and Dyna would deliver a plot rich with heart and emotion. "1998's Ultraman Gaia took the franchise in another new direction, as this series would move to a different universe from the ones established in the Showa-era series, or the one found in Tiga and Dyna.
Why? So now, okay, so Showa era was one universe. Tiga is another universe. Now this is another universe? Why? Why just like at this point so far in this video there's 3 universes of Ultraman. Why?
"1998's Ultraman Gaia took the franchise in another new direction, as this series would move to a different universe from the ones established in the Showa-era series, or the one found in Tiga and Dyna.
It just feels like you're just complicating things now at this point. It just feels like you're now getting a little complicated, because like you have one universe, yeah, second universe. Okay, cool. Second universe, cool. Now a third universe? I don't know, man.
僕が今はウルトラマンなんだ。
This series is also unique because there are 2 Ultras with conflicting viewpoints.
Surpass limit and imagination like Marvel comic that mini Earth. Yeah, Marvel does have like mini Earths and mini universes too.
Points named Ultraman Gaia and Ultraman Agul, and their power is bestowed upon them by the will of the planet itself. In this series, Ganmu Takayama and Hiroya Fujimiya henshin in.
I mean, with that being said, I mean, with Marvel, knowing that Spider-Man and Super Sentai, you know, collide together, you know, in a sense, there is a, you know, in one of the Marvel universes, one, you know, Super Sentai exists. If we're going, you know, that way with it, there's a a universe where Super Sentai exists.
To Gaia and Agul, respectively, and our defense team for this series is named GUARD, or the Geocentric Universal Alliance Against the Radical Destruction. This series also featured Takashi Ukaji as Sechiro Tsutsumi, better known to fans of Kamen Rider Oz as Kogami-san. Ultraman Gaia continued the recent trend of innovation and risk-taking by the Subaraya production team, and Ultraman was heading into the 2000s with tons of momentum. In 1999, during the broadcast of Ultraman Tiga reruns, a new hero would be revealed with Ultraman Nice. These short 1-minute TV spots were basically ads for Bandai toys that showcased Ultraman Nice and other characters with unique stories.
So this Ultraman was just made for commercials? Is that what I'm getting? He was just made for commercials? He wasn't like made for like have his own like TV show?
Ultraman Nice has a transformation limit of only 1 minute, and he is considered a parody Ultra, leading to him being frequently paired beside Ultraman Zirth. Originally conceptualized as a traditional Ultraman TV series, 2000's Ultraman Nails would instead be repackaged into a direct-to-video miniseries. Set in a self-contained timeline, this show follows the story of Genki Kagura, a member of Hearts, or the high-tech Earth Alert and Rescue Team, who henshins into Ultraman Nails. Ultraman Nails exists in a parallel universe to the Ultra Brothers universe, and although this project didn't receive a full series, it was still a memorable chapter in Ultraman's history. " 2001 brought fans another main entry into the Ultraman franchise with Ultraman Cosmos, a series meant to celebrate Ultraman's 35th anniversary. Cosmos was a more empathetic Ultra than most, and he rocked a unique blue color scheme, making him very different from other Ultras at the time. This series follows the story of Musashi Haruno, the human host of Ultraman Cosmos, as well as a group called Eyes, or the Elite Young Expert Squad.
It just blew up.
Cosmos aired for a massive 65 episodes, making it the longest running series in the entire franchise.
So that means there was no other Ultraman that was that long. So you can say that most Ultraman shows are very short.
In 2004, Tsuburaya looked to reinvent Ultraman for an older audience, and the first step in that initiative was titled Ultraman the Next. This project focuses on a fighter pilot named Sunichi Maki who becomes Ultraman, this time with a way more aggressive and complex aesthetic. Ultraman the Next took the successful Ultraman formula and repackaged it in a cool and creative way.
So how does he become Ultraman exactly? Is the same like as like other Ultraman in a sense? He's like what, a host or something, or revive before a brink of death or something. But let me go back a little bit. I want to see his design.
This project focuses on a fighter pilot named Sunichi Maki who becomes Ultraman, this time with a way more aggressive and complex aesthetic.
I actually kind of like this design of Ultraman. I like this design.
Ultraman the Next took the successful Ultraman formula and repackaged it in a cool and creative way. 2004 also brought fans Ultraman Nexus. This show would also be made for an older audience, marking a new direction for Ultraman on television. Focusing on Kazuki Komon, this series abandoned the long-established Monster of the Week formula in favor of longer developing stories that would appeal more to the show's target audience. Tsuburaya originally meant for the series to
So you're saying that every time you use the Ultraman power, you kind of like cut your life short, pretty much. Kind of like Burai from Zoranger. Every time he leaves that that room, I don't know what you would call it, like the place that he's at, and he goes to like fight alongside with the other Rangers. His life is like getting cut short.
air in primetime.
Hey, ASMR, let me ask you this about the actor who played Burai. I don't know if this is true or not. Is it true that he got arrested for like robbing houses in Japan? I don't know if it's a true story or not. I think I saw like somewhere on Instagram that the actor who played Barai as the Ranger was arrested for that. Again, I don't know if that's a true story, but let me know if you ever heard of that and if it is true. Noah is true form Ultraman, the next, and Ultraman. I guess you're saying Nexus.
But they had to settle for a Saturday morning slot, reducing how many people could even watch. Due to the change in the show's format and a less than ideal time slot, Nexus would fail to reach Tsuburaya's viewership expectations and only received 37 episodes.
Oh, so it was the suit actor that did it. Okay. Gotcha. Cause I heard the story. I saw it like on Instagram. Okay, so it wasn't the actual actor. Okay, it's the suit. Yeah, cause I've heard the story. I was like, what? That he was robbing houses and like he got. It was because of being on the show. He learned like techniques and skills that helped him to be able to rob houses.
Episodes. Also releasing in 2004 was Ultra Q Dark Fantasy, a project made to celebrate the original Ultra series from the 1960s. Remaining consistent with the original series tone and look, Ultra Q Dark Fantasy did a great tone and look.
What is this thing? What is this? What do you call this? I mean, I understand it's a kaiju, but like I feel like this specific, like I want to say species. What is this? Because I remember seeing this in Ultraman Zero. What is this thing? I feel like it has a name. It has an actual name. Like I feel like this is a species of a kaiju. Also, do kaijus have species? Do they like? Because I've assumed that there's more than just one kaiju. Like there's, like I'm assuming they populate. Like this thing could populate. Like has like more of it. Like animals. Like how there's like I'm assuming it's like a type of breed of a kaiju. So it's just a classic kaiju. Okay.
Consistent with the original series tone and look, Ultra Q Dark Fantasy did a great job.
So if it's a classic kaiju, is it like a fan favorite kaiju? Like it's just like a memorable kaiju that they could always bring back because like fans recognize it and love it? I would assume.
At delivering what fans wanted, but it took place in an alternate timeline and it wasn't actually a sequel. In 2005, Ultraman would return to the classic Monster of the Week format with Ultraman Max.
Classic kaiju? Okay.
Our main protagonist for the series is Kaito Toma, a recent recruit of the Team Dash, or Defense Action Squad Heroes. Due to
most kaiju from 1966 still got love. I can see that. I can see, seeing that this one keeps popping up. I can see that.
a childhood tragedy, Kaito has a strong sense of duty and justice, and these qualities made him. In 2005, Ultraman would return to the classic Monster of the Week format with Ultraman Max. Our main protagonist for the series is Kaito Toma, a recent recruit of the Team Dash, or Defense Action Squad heroes. Due to a childhood tragedy, Kaito has a strong sense of duty and justice, and these qualities made him the perfect choice to be an Ultra host as he transformed into Ultraman Max. This series was a welcome return to the classic Ultra format, and fans received it well. Celebrating the 40th anniversary of the franchise, 2006's Ultraman Mebius was a huge and historically significant season, resulting in the show moving to a new Saturday evening time slot. As an anniversary season, this series frequently referenced previous characters and events from Ultraman's history. This show follows Ultraman Mebius as he tries to live up to the Ultraman legacy. Mebius tried and failed to save a man, but used his likeness when creating a human form named Mirai Hibino. As a member of Guys, or Guards for Utility situation, he would join the battle against Kaiju. Ultraman Mebius told a timeless story that honored the franchise's legacy while being unique and modern at the same time.
I'll be right back. I'm going to do a quick bathroom break. I'm back.
Honored the franchise's legacy while being unique and modern at the same time. 2007's Ultra 7X was a darker and more adult-oriented continuation of 1967's Ultra 7. Following a man named Jin, an amnesiac who transforms into Ultra 7X, as well as an investigation team named Deus. This series was quite different from the original, despite the similar name. Ultra 7X was a dark and mature reimagining of the 1967 classic. 2007 also saw the release of a new spin-off series set in the Ultraverse titled Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster Battle. This project would focus more on the kaiju of the universe, as well as follow the adventures of a man named Ray. Originally airing as part of a pay-per-view.
So this 7 is popular, and it's separate from main universe 7. Okay, gotcha.
Service, Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster Battle carved a unique place for itself within the larger Ultraman universe, and would even continue on into its own successful franchise going forward. "2008 was a huge year for Ultraman with the release of a film called Superior Ultraman 8 Brothers. This movie joins the Showa-era Ultras with the Heisei-era Ultras in a team-up for the ages. Superior Ultraman 8 Brothers delivered with big action and loads of fan service. This was a movie that fans both young and old could enjoy. 2009's Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy, would prove to be one of the most significant projects in the history of the franchise, as two characters would be introduced who would become iconic within Toku: Ultraman Belial and Ultraman Zero.
Oh, it's Belial. That's how you pronounce it. I've been saying Belial. It's Belial. I recognize him. See, this is the Ultraman I recognize. If you go back to my Ultraman reactions that I did, thanks to Jingazian, he had wanted me to react to some Ultraman clips he had sent me, and these were like from the clips he had sent me. This Ultraman. Let me see. You said Mega Monster is not Ultraman. He's an alien race called Ray Blood. First Japan Hollywood to introduce Zero and Belial. Okay. Yeah, I recognize him. I recognize Belial from the clips I've seen.
2009.
This is why I'm doing the stream, guys. Now you understand why I'm doing the stream, because I was only like I said, in those reactions, those clips were out of context for me. I was reacting to them blindly. I didn't know what was going on half the time. I'm not be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be transparent and be honest. When I watched those Ultraman clips that Jugas sent me, I was confused. Had no idea what was going on. I don't know who's who. I did, I was just like blindly react to it, and you guys loved it. You guys love my reactions and stuff. But I just want to be honest with you guys. It was like really confusing for me. It really drew me off. But that's why I'm doing this stream, because I wanted a little bit more context to the Ultramans that I saw. I wanted a little bit more context of Ultraman Zero, in a sense, like figure out a little bit more about his story. Do I need to know the whole story? Not entirely, just a little something. Just listen to the bridge, the context from the clips that I saw. And that's all.
Giant's Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy, would prove to be one of the most significant projects in the history of the franchise, as two characters would be introduced who would become iconic within Toku, Ultraman Belial and Ultraman Zero. Ultraman Zero! 7 の6つだ! This project was a continuation of a direct-to-video special called Ultraman Maybu's side story Ghost Reverse, and this project would usher in an exciting new era for Ultraman. Serving as Ultraman's 45th anniversary celebration was Ultraman Zero: The Revenge of Belial. This film continued the story of Belial.
They make you question to let you find series to watch those plays you read before. Yeah, I think so too. And most of the clips came from, I think it was from this movie. I think that the clips from that playlist came from this movie right here.
Belial and Zero, and even added a cool look for Belial with Galactic Emperor Kaiser Belial. Zero wouldn't be left out though, and would gain access to his ultimate form called Ultimate Zero.
I'll say this. I think this version of, yeah, it was from both movies. It was from both the, this movie and the movie he showed before. But I want to say this. I think this version of Ultraman, from what I've seen so far, I kind of like this a little bit more better. I'm gonna say why I think Zero seems a bit more better, and I'm not gonna lie, I think Zero, in a sense, to me, since I'm new to Toko and stuff, I think it's kind of like a better introduction to Ultraman. If that makes sense, I'm gonna explain why. I like the idea that the villain is Belial, if I pronounce it right, Belial. I like how the villain, he's like the main antagonist versus them fighting just random kaiju. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, I hit my mic. I just think that, I think the story just fits more better, knowing that the villain, the main antagonist, is was a ex Ultraman that went rogue. I know. I just think the story sounds better than just fighting random kaiju. Me personally, me personally. Ultra Galaxy Fight Free special series that even you not watch main series of Ultra, you will understand free crossover special Ultra Galaxy Fight. Okay. I'm gonna check that out. Let me see something. Give me a moment. funny. Okay, that's fine. Give me a minute. I'm looking at some stuff. Looking at what you sent me. Yeah, that stuff I'm not watching on here. That's gonna be on Twitch. I'm gonna save that for Twitch. Yeah, all what you saw me ASMR, I'ma watch those on the Twitch stream. After this stream ends, I'm going on Twitch and I'm gonna watch what you sent me and the playlist. Okay, so with that being said, what you're saying is this is like their it's like the official channel where you can watch all of Ultraman, like from the beginning to now.
As a
Hey Jenga, hey, I want to let you know something. After this stream, I'm going to watch your playlist you sent me on Twitch to avoid copyright. I just want to let you know that there's gonna be a part 2 of this stream, but it's gonna be on Twitch because I want to avoid the copyright. Because last time I watched your playlist, I got my stream blocked and copyright, so I want to avoid that. So I'm gonna, react to your playlist on Twitch. So if you want to follow me, I have the link pinned. It's pinned. So yeah, I'll be reacting to your playlist on Twitch. I didn't forget, so I just want to let you know that to avoid copyright, that's where it's going to be at. And I will, after that stream, I will post a link in the comment section of this stream. G.
sequel film, this project delivered what fans were looking for in an Ultraman movie. Tsuburaya released a new film in 2012 called Ultraman Saga, and this was another 45th anniversary project, focused on a clash involving many popular Ultras in a fight against Hyper Zeton. This film was...
Is this the one where, like, I think I've seen, like, is this the one where, like, they combined Ultramans? Like, the guy can, like, he could be, like, this Ultraman, that Ultraman, and combine their powers into one Ultraman?
Set 15 years after the events of Ultraman Dyna and feature returning cast members from the series. This film also introduced Ultraman Saga himself, considered a Super Ultraman who is a fusion of Ultraman Dyna, Cosmos, and Zero. At this point in time, the Ultraman franchise was experiencing a golden age in terms of high-quality films that Tsuburaya was delivering consistently. Tsuburaya also released a miniseries in 2012 called Ultra Zero Fight, starring Ultraman Zero. After Zero's rise in popularity, it was only natural to feature him in even more projects going forward, and a continuation of the Ultra Fight series was a natural fit.
You're watching me, so you're watching my stream while you on TikTok. Is this thing going on? Did something happen? I don't know. I don't know if like something good or bad happened. But you're saying that this is my first time that I watch your live while I do my ASMR live. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a good or bad thing. Like, did something happen? Is that what the OMG was for? I don't know. Cause you said OMG, so I didn't know like what was going on. Oh, so you're so you're watching my live and you're doing a live. Okay, that's pretty cool. I guess yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Shout out to your TikTok live.
Ultraman Zero had become a worldwide icon, but it was unclear if Tsuburaya could keep that momentum that they built.
Why? Why would they feel that way? I mean, I feel like I said, I think Ultraman Zero's like kind of a good introduction to the franchise. Like I was saying earlier, like I kind of like the story with Bellio, if that's how you pronounce his name.
In 2013, the world would be introduced to Ultraman Ginga, a slick and futuristic-looking Ultra in a series that celebrated the 50th anniversary of Tsuburaya Productions.
Oh yeah, isn't this the one with the mini Ultraman? I type OMG because I missed typing your live. I tried to type my. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. For your information, even without context, you can a little bit understand my playlist from other people's comment. Just for a timestamp. Yeah. I saw the comments that you guys sent me with the timestamps. Just let you guys know. I know I didn't respond to every single comment, but I did like y'all's comments, and I read every comment. I'm not gonna lie, I did read all the comments. I was kind of overwhelmed with the comments. I was a little overwhelmed because I didn't want to respond to every comment, but I respond to most of them. But I did read them, and I did look at some of the timestamps. And what's that thing? Oh yeah, this is the one with the I guess you could say the mini Ultraman. It was like a little tiny pocket-sized Ultraman.
This series follows the adventures of Hikaru Raido, a member of UPG or the Ultra Party Guardian.
And this is from your playlist, right? This is from your playlist. I'm not sure if you mentioned like the little backstory to him. I mean, I know in the comments you guys did timestamps, but like I told ASMR, the reason for this stream is because from your playlist, I kind of wanted to know a little bit more backstory to most of the characters. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys told me some stuff, but like just to like reiterate what I already don't know and do know. Okay, it's fine, ASMR. Come back whenever you have time, and yeah.
Hikaru is a fearless and energetic 17-year-old ready to take on any challenge as Ultraman Ginga. Ginga was a successful series that would affect the future of the franchise in a huge way and was also the start of Ultraman's new generation era. In 2013, Ultra Q got what was marketed as a sequel season in Neo Ultra Q. Neo Ultra Q kept the same style and tone of the original, but added slightly more comedy. This allowed a wider age range to enjoy the series. Neo Ultra
I can see that because like at first I wasn't sure what was happening to the kaiju, but then I was like, oh, it's cleaned the bathroom. So I mean, I could see that like comedy in that sense.
Q kept the spirit of Ultra Q alive. Ultraman Ginga would get a sequel series in 2014 with Ultraman Ginga S. This series continued the story of Ultraman Ginga with many of the same characters, but fans would also be introduced to a prince named Sho who transforms into a new Ultra named Ultraman Victory.
I was muted. I believe I was muted. But yeah, Victory. I remember now. I remember his name.
Ultraman Ginga S followed up on the success of its predecessor and gave fans an explosive chapter of the Ultraman saga. In 2015, Tsuburaya released Ultraman X. This show follows Daichi Ozora, human host of Ultraman X and member of Zio, or Xeno Invasion Outcutters. This show would explore deeper themes like existence and consciousness. After all this time, the Ultraman franchise still had a few tricks up its sleeve. Ultraman X continued the legacy of Ultraman in a way that was refreshingly deep and well written. 2016 was the year of Ultraman Orb, a series made to commemorate the Ultra franchise's 50th anniversary. This show focuses on Gai Kurene, the human form of Ultraman Orb, as he takes on Juggless Juggler. This season also featured a team of 3 independent investigators called SSP, or the Something Search Party. As a 50th anniversary project, Orb did a great job of carrying forward the legacy of In In 2017, the Ultraman franchise returned with a new series called Ultraman Gid, or Ultraman Jidо, with the series namesake being the created son of Ultraman Riku Asakura is the human form of Ultraman Jidо, who despite being the son of Belial, was raised as a regular human and he has a kind and noble personality. Riku is also a huge fan of a toku character named Dawn Shine. Riku has a unique transformation sequence where he would combine the tricks up its sleeve. Ultraman X continued the legacy of Ultraman in a way that was refreshingly deep and well written. "2016 was the year of Ultraman Orb, a series made to commemorate the Ultra franchise's 50th anniversary. This show focuses on Gai Kurene, the human form of Ultraman Orb, as he takes on Juggler's Juggler. This season also featured a team of
So this is the one where you could have like two Ultramans and become one Ultraman. Okay.
3 independent investigators called SSP, or the Something Search Party. As a 50th anniversary project, Orb did a great job of carrying forward the legacy of Ultraman. In 2017, the Ultraman franchise returned with a new series called Ultraman Gid, or Ultraman Jidо, with the series namesake being the created son of Ultraman Riku Asakura is the human form of Ultraman Jidо, who despite being the son of Belial, was raised as a regular human.
So he's nothing like his father Belial, because Belial's a evil guy, so he's like the good guy.
And he has a kind and noble personality. Riku is also a huge fan of a toku character named Dawn Shine. Riku has a unique transformation sequence where he would combine the powers of multiple Ultras. This resulted in one of the most famous transformation sequences in all of Ultraman. Riku also featured the AIB, or the Alien Investigation Bureau, as well as a master sword fighter named Raya, and a man named Reito Igaguri who transforms into Ultraman Zero. Ultraman is memorable.
I'm sorry, but let me check something. Let me check the comments, because I feel like he did a lot of cuts in this video, so it's like really throwing me off. Okay, gotcha. I was like, I was kind of confused. So yeah, it was cuts. Yeah, got some cuts. Yeah, man, I understand. Like, that comment right there, what he said about due to copyright. Yeah, that's why I am doing a second stream on Twitch to avoid copyright. That's why I'm doing part 2 on Twitch. This is part 1 the stream. So yeah, that's why. Cause last time I got the company that owns Ultraman was like blocking my stream and stuff, and it was like blocked in Japan. And it's like, wow, I don't want my stream to be blocked in Japan. I would love to have like Japanese viewers come to my stream and like get that like world audience. Subaru, that's what it's pronounced. The company's name pronounced Subaru. Yeah, Subaru, was trying to did some copyright on my last stream. Which I'm sorry for pausing. Which I understand, because from Ranger Toa, if you guys know who Ranger Toa is, that's why I see him like stream on Twitch. Whenever he does like toku stuff, he ever like watches anything like toku related, I see him like he mostly streams on Twitch. So that's kind of what I'm going to do, the same thing after this stream. Watch all the clips and anything that that's I gotta avoid the copyright from YouTube.
2018 brought an anime remake of Gridman with SSSS Gridman, a series co-produced by Tsuburaya and Studio Trigger. Running for only 12 episodes, this was a short-lived project, but one that was welcomed by fans of Gridman.
I feel like I've seen this. No, I never watched this, but I feel like I've seen this somewhere. I never watched it, but I've seen like these characters somewhere.
Transforms into Ultraman Zero. Ultraman immemorable.
I don't think it's on Netflix. Is this on Netflix?
/ 2018 brought an anime remake of Gridman with SSSS Gridman, a series co-produced by Tsuburaya and Studio Trigger. Running for only 12 episodes, this was a short-lived project, but one that was welcomed by fans of Gridman. 2018 brought fans one of the most unique seasons in the history of the franchise. This series was known as Ultraman Ryube in Japanese, but in English was branded as Ultraman RB. This show follows the adventures of the Minato siblings. Katsumi transforms into Ultraman Raso, and Isami transforms into Ultraman Blue, and they are accompanied by their sister Asahi. This show also has a strong supporting cast, including Ushio Minato, the father of the Minato siblings. Ultraman Ryube was a unique season themed around family that was action-packed and full of heart. In 2019, Tsuburaya released Ultraman Ryube the Movie, a film sequel to the series serving as a finale to the Minato sibling story. This film is most notable for being the debut of Ultra Woman Grigio. This movie capped off Ultraman Ryube's story in a cool and unexpected way. 2019 brought fans the first Ultra series of the Reiwa era with Ultraman Tiga. This series of course focused on Tiga, the son of Taro, who is a member of the
when I saw this, I was like, it reminds me of Taro. Like I was just sitting here thinking like, it does remind me of Taro, but then it's like, oh, he's, the son of Taro, so it makes a lot of sense.
Tri-Squad along with Ultraman Titus and Ultraman Fuma. The three Ultras share a human host named Hiroyuki Kudo, a member of Aegis, or the Enterprise of Guard and Investigation Services, along with Ultraman Titus and Ultraman Fuma. The three Ultras share a human host named
Wait. So, three Ultramans, right? Share one body of one host? Is this the first time that ever happened?
Hiroyuki Kudo, a member of Aegis, or the Enterprise of Guard and Investigation Services. It was a new era in Japan, and the Ultraman series rose to the occasion with Ultraman Tiga.
So it is? Okay. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool and unique. That's pretty cool. Since that's the first that's ever happened.
2019 also marked the launch of Ultra Galaxy Fight, a miniseries that was distributed online.
He's also Zero's cousin? So that would okay. So he's Zero's cousin. So that also makes Taro Zero's cousin too, right? Because I'm assuming that they're family, and they all come from the same place.
With short 5-minute episodes, this series was a callback to the original Ultra Fight miniseries, and it proved successful with fans, resulting in the series receiving 2 sequel seasons. Also in 2019,
Oh, so Taro is Zero's uncle. Okay. Ah. I was thinking cousin because, like, maybe he was, like, his older cousin, and maybe Tiga could be, like, his younger cousin. But since they're... Okay. So Taro is Zero's uncle, so Taro is also Zero's dad's brother. Okay. Gotcha.
Tsuburaya entered into a joint production with Netflix and Production IG to create an Ultraman anime series. This series was aimed at an older audience and featured visual...
Yeah, I think this is the one I've seen on Netflix. I never watched it on Netflix, but I think I like sitting when I was like scrolling on Netflix.
Dynamic animation that proved to be successful, as this series would go on to get 2 more seasons. This show was Netflix Japan's most watched anime of the year in 2019, and due to the wide install base of Netflix, it introduced many new fans to the Ultra franchise. Ultraman continued its success in 2020 with Ultraman Z. This show was aired on TV and the official Tsuburaya YouTube channel. This show eventually would even get full entry to the franchise, and the Reiwa era was starting to be a great time to be an Ultraman.
It's not Ultraman, it's just Iron Man, so it's like more like an Iron Man than anything. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Ultraman, Netflix Ultraman is alternate universe that story took place from Ultraman 1966, ending with a different story. So, okay, here. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. So the Netflix Ultraman, right, is an alternate story from the 1966 Ultraman. Okay. So that would mean it's from a different universe. But yeah, that is. Sorry, I'm just reading it, and I'm just. I'll be right back. I do need to go to the restroom real quick. Okay, I'm back.
Ultraman fan. Tsuburaya released a miniseries in 2021 called Sevenger Fight, with each episode taking place between episodes of Ultraman Z. This project was another callback to Ultra Fight that gave fans a bit more context to Ultraman Z, while still delivering the entertaining fights that fans expected. 2021 brought us Ultraman Trigger, New Generation Tiga. Serving as a reboot of Tiga, this show featured a lot of the same themes and elements, as well as similar characters. Part remake, part reimagining, this show celebrated the 25th anniversary of Tiga while updating elements to fit more with the current day. These included slight variations in names like Trigger instead of Tiga. In this series, we follow the adventures of Kingo Manaka, a plant-loving botanist who joins a team called Guts Select. This squad is loaded with charismatic and memorable characters that would contribute to the show's overall quality in a huge way.
Little Trigger, Eternity.
Kingo is actually Trigger himself because before the events of the show, he condensed his light and became a child. The story was deep and interesting and involved two of the coolest Ultras in the franchise with Carmira and Dark Trigger. Ultraman Trigger celebrated Tiga while also retaining a modern and cutting-edge feel to the show. In 2022, Tsuburaya would co-produce a film with Toho and Kara Inc. This project was called Shin Ultraman, a reimagining of the original series.
I think I've seen that somewhere. The title Shin Ultraman. I think I've seen it somewhere.
This project would commemorate the 55-year anniversary of the Ultra franchise and would also join the Shin Japan Heroes universe alongside Shin Godzilla and Shin Kamen Rider.
I've seen Shin Godzilla. Love that movie. I love good movie. Guys could check it out, Shin Godzilla.
Ultraman Decker!
Sorry for pausing again, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a sequel to Shin Godzilla. I feel like there should be a sequel if they're not in the works of it already.
Last time!
2022's Ultraman series was Ultraman Decker, a direct sequel to Trigger that was also the fourth series in the Reiwa era and also a 25th anniversary celebration of Ultraman Dyna. Although this show is a sequel to Trigger, it actually takes place quite a few years later with a different protagonist named Kanata Asumi. After entities called the Spheres attack Earth, Kanata joins Guts Select, and the groups return to the series. Ultraman Decker was another excellent reimagining of a prior series, and also an exciting series in its own right. 2023 was the year of Ultraman Blazar, marking the 60th anniversary of Tsuburaya Productions. Ginto Hiruma is the leader of the Scarred, Special Kaiju Reaction Detachment, who becomes Blazar. Featuring a blue crystallized scar on his face, Blazar was one of the most unique looking Ultras of all time.
I would think it's looking more like part of his, like, hair. I mean, technically it's not hair, but like, I don't know, it's a cool, like, you know, like blue streak, you know what I'm saying?
Blazar was a cool and exciting season that really leaned into the sci-fi aspects of Ultraman in a way that we hadn't seen in years.
Ultraman, the ultimate babysitter.
2024 brought another Ultraman project on Netflix, this time an animated movie called Ultraman Rising, focusing on a baseball player named Ken Sato who transforms into Ultraman and cares for a baby Gigantron. Due to circumstances in Ken's life, he has to overcome his own demons and become a hero.
Ken, she thinks you are her mother.
Ultraman Rising was Tsuburaya and Netflix's attempt to create an animated Ultraman film for the whole family, and fans received this project well, opening the door for similar projects in the future.
Okay, so it kind of reminds me of from the Ultraman Zero movie, the little kaiju. I don't know. I thought that's what Zero was doing with that like little kaiju. Like that's what I thought that they're kind of like what was going on.
Ultraman Rising was Tsuburaya and Netflix's attempt to create an animated Ultraman film for the whole family, and fans received this project well, opening the door for similar projects in the future. The Ultraman franchise continued in 2024 with Ultraman Arc. Ultraman Arc follows Yuma Hise, an investigator of a group called SKIP, or Scientific Kaiju Investigation and Prevention Center. Using the
You think Ultraman Blazar is a good start? Okay.
Arc Ariser, Yuma transforms into Arc. Ultraman Arc looks like a very early Ultra, but form changing results in him looking insanely futuristic and unique. It's a nice contrast. Ultraman Arc has continued the incredible legacy of Ultraman, while adding its own unique elements to the formula at the same time. For 50 years, the Ultraman franchise has been at the forefront of toku, and the Ultras themselves have become some of the most recognizable and iconic characters in the world. With a unique blend of toku tropes like henshin heroes and kaiju, Tsuburaya created a formula all their own. Ultraman's specific brand of fiction has become known worldwide, with passionate fans all across the globe. 2025's Ultra series will be called Ultraman Omega, and Ultraman continues to deliver high-quality shows and films with no signs of slowing down. But hey, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments, and continue the conversation within the Shogunate, the official Acrimony Discord server. A place to hang out with other Toku fans and discuss Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai to your heart's content. Links in the description, I'll see you there. And if you enjoyed this video, it would mean a ton to me if you would smack the shit out of that like button. But that's all I got, I'll catch you guys later.
Okay, guys, that was the complete history of Ultraman, 1966 to 2025, Akami Toko. Okay, so we got that down. We got like a brief history of Ultraman. So now we're gonna check out some more videos. ASMR had sent me some videos to check out, so I'm gonna check out those free videos, and then that's it for this stream. So the first video is called Explain Ultra Explain Origin of the Ultra Species. Ultraman Explain by Ultraman Explain. Let's check it out. And shout out to ASMR. Thank you for sending me some recommendations. And we're gonna check these out. Let me try to put my I'm gonna try to put my chat up now.
Thank you for clicking on this video, and welcome to Ultraman Explained. In this video, we're going to be delving into the race known as the Ultraman. 270,000 years ago, before the time of Zap Spacey, the Ultras were a race of human-like beings who lived in a peaceful technological utopia. Thank you.
Let's run that back. Let's Yes, you did. Let's run this back a little bit more.
For clicking on this video, and welcome to Ultraman Explained. In this video, we're going to be delving into the race known as the Ultraman. 270,000 years ago, before the time of Zap Spacey, the Ultras
So they are a species. So they are okay.
were a race of human-like beings who lived in a peaceful technological utopia. Unfortunately, the peaceful society lived on a planet orbiting a red giant near the end of its life. Their sun died, with the Ultra's ancestors surviving only because of their advanced technology, but they were left in perpetual darkness without their sun. For an unknown amount of time, the planet's greatest scientific minds came together and eventually devised a replacement for their sun, the plasma spark. A tower was built so this artificial star could illuminate the planet, saving it and its people from freezing to death in the cold dark of space. During work on the project, 2 of the workers were exposed to the differentiating rays and transformed into silver beings. Upon study, it was found out that they were incredibly strong and generated natural steroids to enhance their strength, and could fire energy beams from their hands and could change their sizes at will. The Elder, who then ruled the planet, decided that all of his people should gain these powers, and the project continued.
Okay, so that's okay. Thank you for mentioning it. So I was about to ask. So, if I'm not mistaken, he did say 2 people, right? He said 2 people, right? Let's go back. Let me.
During work on the project, 2 of the workers were exposed to the differentiating rays and transformed into silver beings. Upon study, it was found out that they were incredibly strong and generated natural steroids to. During work on the project.
Sorry, I saw you said something and then I got a little distracted. So sorry.
2 of the workers were exposed to the different.
Okay, so it was 2 workers. So it was 2 workers. They got exposed to this. They become Ultraman. I was in the ruler, the king. He saw this. He thought it was a good idea, and now everybody has this ability, has this power, and they become Ultraman. Makes a lot of sense now. Thank you. That's what I want to know.
Differentiating rays and transformed into silver beings. Upon study, it was found out that they were incredibly strong and generated natural steroids to enhance their strength and could fire.
The picture in this video, I think he is from seeing. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's from that from that movie.
Energy beams from their hands and could change their sizes at will. The Elder, who then ruled the planet, decided that all of his people should gain these powers, and the project continued. When activated, the planet was bathed in the plasma spark's light, and its people were transformed. However, the light also traveled beyond this planet, disrupting the natural flow of evolution and causing monsters to appear on nearby worlds. The people of the planet renamed their planet the Land of Light, and soon their race became known as Ultramen by the other species. As the Ultramen advanced, they developed the color timer, which were only attached to those Ultras that left.
So, because that happened, that's how kaijus were born, I'm assuming. That's how kaijus were born. Okay, let me see something. Okay, I'm gonna save it. I'll probably react to it another time. But I'm gonna save it. Okay, let me get back to the video.
Left for deep space. The people of Planet Ultra had a strong cultural sense of justice and duty, and so decided to use their great powers for
Victory Store. I did save your video that you kind of requested, and also your name. Is that like a? Does that come from Ultraman? Because there is like an Ultraman named Victory. Does that sound fitting?
The people of Planet Ultra had a strong cultural sense of justice and duty, and so decided to use their great powers for the peace of the universe. The Ultras took to patrolling space, protecting planets by fighting invaders and monsters. However, more belligerent races were opposed to these activities and became enemies of the Ultras' crusade against evil. Despite the many enemies they gained, the people of the Land of Light were only ever dealt serious blows twice in their long history as giants. The first was from a being called the Emperor, and the second from one of their own named Belial. The first invasion was fought off and ended when Ultraman Ken dueled
Just a random word you pick? Okay.
and wounded the Emperor, as well as wounded himself. The result of this was the formation of the Space Garrison as a proper organization with Ultraman Ken being its first captain. To commemorate this victory, the Ultra Tower was constructed. The second threat was ended by Ultraman King, who sealed Belial away in what came to be known as the Space Prison, which orbited the Land of Light like a moon. Alright, so that'll about wrap up the history of the Ultra species. Go ahead and leave me a comment at the bottom of this video telling me what you think or any other videos you'd like to see me do in the future. Go ahead and smash the like button as it lets me know I'm doing something right. And go ahead and hit subscribe so that you can stay up to date with all the videos released here on Ultra.
Okay, so that was origin of the Ultra species. Now the next one is Ultraman Autonomy Explored. Does he have bones, internal organs? What is the species? This is by Marvelous Videos. Let's check it out.
A silver and red superhero who is out of this world, literally, and battles different monsters that present a Godzilla-level threat. That's what came out of the mind of Eiji Tsuburaya, the mastermind behind Ultraman, who also created Godzilla. Ultraman is your big friendly alien giant who is down to fight anyone.
Wait. So, the guy who made Ultraman also came up with Godzilla? Huh.
Who threatens to break the universal laws. Armed with his energy beams and strength, Ultraman is the savior our planet definitely deserves. In this video, join us as we take a deep dive into this classic hero who has stolen people's hearts since the show first aired in 1966. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Ultraman? What does he look like? Ultraman is from a planet far, far away from us. He is from a place called Land of Light, which is in Nebula M78. Definitely an alien. His reason of existence is to fight anyone who breaks the universal laws. Very strict about his morals, he advocates a strong...
Now I think about it, you guys know Dragon Ball? You guys know Dragon Ball Super? Jocko from the Galactic Patrol? Is that where his design comes from? Hold on, let me show you guys something. You just I'm gonna get to you ASMR. Let's see. It just came to me. Now that I look at Ultraman. Okay, you see Jocko, right? Is his design based off of Ultraman? Because now I think about it, it looks just like that. Like I just feel like it just gives off like that's what Jaco was based off of. Like that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so EJ I'm not gonna say the first part of his name. I don't want to butcher it, but if I'm pronouncing his last name, Subaru. Special effect team in Toho, Godzilla IP company, make Godzilla in 1954 before retire to make his own. Okay, so he worked it on Godzilla, and from there he made it his own company. And you said Charyon was a Ultraman fan. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was a fan of Ultraman. And you're saying that many manga or creators in Japan have many inspiration from most tokusatsu. I can see that.
Strong sense of justice. He feels emotions just like that of a human, such as remorse. It was out of remorse that he merged his body with Shin Hayata when he accidentally ended up killing the human. Ultraman, while being an alien, had
Let's go back. Whoa.
out of a human, such as remorse. It was out of remorse that he merged his body with Shin Hayata when he accidentally ended up killing the human. Ultraman,
How did he accidentally, do that?
and while being an alien, has somewhat humanoid features. His bone structure is quite similar to that of a human. You can clearly see his almost human-like muscles while he moves. Ultraman, towering 40 meters in height, certainly looks like a big friendly giant. His face is obscured in silver that runs all over his body. This silver portion of his body is composed of spacium, while the red areas we see around his eyes are organic. With big oval eyes, his face is almost fish-like. His eyes shine when he is full of energy, and similarly, when his energy is depleted, his eyes flicker and eventually turn off. Moreover, Ultraman is a color timer. There is this blue device located in the middle of his chest. Like a battery, it shows how energetic Ultraman is, which is helpful for us viewers to understand how strong his opponents are as the color timer flickers and eventually turns red when Ultraman faces formidable opponents or takes significant damage. A big reason why Ultraman's features can remind anyone of a fish is the presence of a dorsal fin. He has this dorsal fin along the length of his back, though the use of this dorsal fin is unknown. From which alien race does Ultraman belong? See, once upon a time, on a planet located in the nebula M78, there were people like us. They prospered and made a lot of technological advancements, but they found out that their planet was dying. It was because their sun was losing its light. Wanting to stay alive, the whole race decided to come up with a solution. Putting all the brilliant minds together proved fruitful, as by the end of it, they had a fake sun. This artificial sun, called plasma spark, gave light to the planet. In the presence of the plasma spark, the planet thrived. Not only that, but due to the light, the residents of this planet gained several powers and eventually ended up becoming giants that we do not know as Ultras. The light of the plasma spark even reached planet L77, where it, too, turned the human-like residents into Ultras. Being an Ultra came with a lot of power. Understanding that these powers can help bring peace all over the universe, all the Ultras joined hands and formed the Intergalactic Defense Force. As a member of this force, the Ultras fought against all potential threats like Barbaru and Baltan. Ultraman is one of these Ultras. He is descended from the original M78 planet, the planet which generated the plasma spark. Does Ultraman have internal organs?
Okay, I feel better not knowing more about, more information. So I don't even know what I was gonna ask. I forgot what my question was. But I just feel a little bit more better now. Okay, I get it now. Oh, wait. So, like, do they just stay in that form on their planet? Like, I guess they don't have no use to be in technically their human form.
Organs and bones. We know that Ultraman can change his shape and size and also merge his body with human hosts if there is any need. But that begs the question, what is the internal structure and anatomy of Ultraman like? To begin with, we know that Ultraman is a being that is made of light. That tells us that he is very keen on taking light from the sun because that is his main source of energy. We see that he has silver skin all over him. This silver skin, also known as Ultra Armor, is made of solid spacium. According to this solid spacium, this armor helps make Ultraman very much resistant to heat and light. We see that his arms are red. That is because there are glands present on his arms that allow him to harness the special energy in his arms. His left hand emits spacium energy minus beam, while his right hand emits spacium energy plus beam, owing to the type of energy it harnesses. These are his external features. So what about his internal features? Internally, Ultraman is just like us humans. He has bones like us, specifically the spine, ribs, bones in his arms and legs, as well as the pelvis. Not only that, but if we look closely, we will see that Ultraman has toned muscles all over his body, which explains his physical fitness and some of his strengths. He has something known as a color timer. This timer works almost like the heart of Ultraman. If this heart runs out of time, Ultraman will fall and never rise again. Now let's focus on Ultraman's face. Ultraman does not have a typical humanoid skull. His skull is oval, and we see quite a few things poking out, such as his digital sonic organized ears and Space Navigate defector crest. Along with these two, his skull has also made space for the multi-presenting eyes. As far as his internal organs are concerned, he definitely has lungs, as we see in the picture.
Human on Earth only. I could see that. I'm sorry. I paused the video right here. That's why I'm laughing.
Was taken by Tsuburaya Productions. It turns out that the resident of Land of the Light is kind of like us in a few ways. How does Ultraman merge his body with Shin Hayata? Shin and Ultraman were not going to meet had everything gone the way they were supposed to go. But things took a turn. Bemula, a monster, had escaped the monster graveyard and Ultraman was chasing him to capture him. While on his way to capture Bemula, Ultraman's ship is raised with Shin's jet. Shin was out on a scouting mission in his jet, absolutely not expecting a horrific rash that would lead to his death. Ultraman decided to share his life with Shin Hayata so that Shin could live again, and that is how Shin and Ultraman merged their bodies together. How does Shin Hayata transform into Ultraman? Shin Hayata is one of the Ultra hosts in the Ultraman series. For him to transform himself into the powerful Ultraman, he has to use something known as the Beta Capsule. Ultraman gave Shin this Beta Capsule when they first met, which allowed them to merge their bodies together. This Beta Capsule is a part of something known as the Beta System. The Beta System was designed to allow the users of the Beta System to turn themselves into their giant version. So, with a single click of this device, Hayata can easily go from a human like you and me to Ultraman. The transformation of Hayata into Ultraman includes Ultraman's red fist coming out of the earth and effectively dragging Hayata up with it.
Okay, so sorry if I'm too close to the mic. Okay, so that being said, it's like any other device. You know, kind of like, you know, how riders have like the belt and some rangers have like different forms of devices for them hinging. It's kind of like that, I would say. And as far as him merging, that makes sense. Okay, this video is actually it's more helpful helping me out understand who Ultraman.
Until they reach Ultraman's height. Luckily for us, Hayata is not photosensitive because the transformation comes with a lot of red flashes. How does his color timer work? A very prominent feature in the Ultraman is his color timer. But what is it? The color timer is a timer that signifies how much energy Ultraman has left in him. Think of his color timer as that of a battery icon on our phones. When Ultraman is full of energy, the color timer is blue in color. As he takes damage and fights, the timer slowly starts flashing. With the energy depletion, the flashes become frequent, and then when Ultraman is drained, it turns red in color. But why is it so important? You see, as Ultraman is the resident of the land of the light, he needs solar energy to function. Sun is the main source of his energy. But as we all know, Earth's atmosphere acts as a filter to filter out the rays of the sun as well as other radiations like electromagnetic radiation, gamma rays, etc. This lack of sunlight while on Earth puts a limit on the amount of activity Ultraman.
Cause I was about to say, like, couldn't he just use the Earth's sun? But I guess not. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was told about that, about the hosts or the human disguise. But thank you for mentioning that.
Man can do while on Earth. He can function for 3 minutes in the Earth's atmosphere before he's forced to change into his human form. Ultraman can resist heat and atomic bomb explosions through his skin. We have often seen Ultraman be on the receiving end of several explosions and whatnot, but after each of these explosions, he always ends up coming out of it scot-free. Why is that the case? The reason is his skin. As a resident of the Land of Light, Ultraman's skin is made of spacium. This skin acts as a shield, better known as
It's good ASMR. I understand that English is not your first language, and it, does take me time to kind of understand what you're, saying, but that's fine. Eventually I'll get it.
Ultra armor. His skin is resistant to heat and even laser beams. The silver parts of his armor are the area that does the most when it comes to protecting him against explosions. The silver part of his skin absorbs the heat and light from the explosions and uses them as a source of energy, which Ultraman later uses to power his moves. Ultraman can teleport from one planet to another. We all know that Ultras are beings that are scattered all over the universe, and there are Ultras on far planets. Because of that, teleportation is a skill that would do Ultraman well. Teleportation enables Ultraman to cover huge distances in a short span of time, whether it is over the globe or it is from one planet to another. In the first instance, we are introduced to teleportation, and we notice that teleportation drains a lot of energy from Ultraman. Ultraman functions by harnessing energy, and if teleportation drains most of his power, it would be hard for him to stand up against the threats to mankind. But later we see that Ultras such as Ginga do not suffer the same fate after teleportation. In fact, Ginga has barely noticeable energy loss after teleportation. This has led a lot of fans to theorize that perhaps the massive energy drain is dependent on how much distance is being traveled and the experience of the user. Ultraman can change his size from human size to a giant. When you first see Ultraman, you will notice right off the bat that he is a giant. He is 40 meters in height to be exact. You would almost not expect a man of his stature to have such a high speed, but he does. Ultraman can travel at a speed of Mach 5. His strength is too much to be measured, but we can guesstimate that he can lift up to at least 200,000 tons with ease. But this is not the form that Ultraman takes when he is on Earth. You see, Ultraman has a mission to protect Earth from aliens and monsters from outer space. If he is always in his giant size, it would be difficult for him to protect the world. So instead, he can transform into a human. This size is something that Ultraman can change at his own will. As a human, Ultraman is...
I feel like him transferring to his giant size is the equivalent of Rangers using their Zords. I just think that's, I don't know, I just feel like he only goes giant when it's like crunch time, like, oh, the kaiju is trying to get the upper hand. Whereas he could just stay like, normal size.
A part of Science Patrol. It takes him 3 minutes to change from his normal human stature to his 131 feet height when Earth is facing imminent danger. Ultraman can create Ultra Sign. But why? Ultra Sign is a language that is made by the Ultras for the Ultras. We know that Ultras are a higher life form and are existing through different universes and planets. Now, there is not a single telephone company that covers intergalactic communication, so Ultras came up with their own language. In this coded language, the Ultras can send messages to each other about imminent dangers that they can foresee. Each of these Ultra signs bears the signature of sorts of the sender, allowing the recipient of the message to figure out who is sending it to them. Ultra signs can even have colors, making them easily distinguishable for the recipient. Now, Ultra sign is supposed to be an ultra-specific language, but over the years, we have witnessed a few monsters who can not only decipher the Ultra sign, but also make their fake Ultra sign as well. Tyrant could see the Ultra sign and even destroy them. On the other hand, Hippolyte and Barbaru made their fake Ultra signs. Can he transfer his energy? Ultraman became Ultraman by harnessing the power of the plasma spark. Once the plasma spark took place, Ultraman ascended to this higher level of being with a huge source of power at his hand. So we can
Give me a moment, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Can say clearly that Ultraman works by harnessing and storing energy. Looking at all his attack moves, we can see that the same energy that he uses to sustain himself is also the one he uses to take down enemies, which is why when Ultraman does not have enough power, he needs power from somewhere else. This is where Ultra Charge comes into play. Ultra Charge is a special ability that Ultras have to share their energy with another Ultra, whether to re-energize them or to give their energy-focused attacks a little more power. Ultra Charge basically transfers one Ultra's energy with another. He can project many types of energy beams. One of the biggest weapons that Ultraman uses in combat is his energy beams. He has a full arsenal of energy beams and he is not afraid of using them. Some of the notable ones are Spacium Beam, Super Shiumu Kosen. This is Ultraman's finishing move. In order to activate this beam, he makes a plus sign with his hands. His right hand, which
Wait, if that's his most powerful, doesn't that mean that he uses a lot of light energy? Like his most powerful move, I would assume he uses a lot more light energy than his other moves.
remains vertical is the one from where the beam emanates. This beam is so powerful it can knock down aliens with one single hit. This beam is only formed when two of his arms deal with opposite special energies. Harnessing the negative spacium energy in his right hand and the positive spacium energy in his left hand, the Ultraman fired the spacium beam. This beam is extremely hot, measuring more than 500,000 Celsius in temperature. That is 900,0032 degrees Fahrenheit. And it has a huge destructive ability, almost close to 500,000 horsepower. This beam has subtypes, such as the Marine Spacium Beam and the Ultra Spacium Beam. The Marine Spacium Beam is a colorful version of the Spacium Beam that Ultraman produces when he is hit with ID's Stamina Booster. The Ultra Spacium Beam, on the other hand, is the Spacium Beam type we get to see in Ultraman fighting Evolution Rebirth. It is a stronger version of the Spacium Beam, and an even stronger version can be produced when Ultraman harnesses the power of the plasma spark. Ultra Attack Beam, Urotora Ataku Kosen. This is one of the most common attacking beams that Ultraman uses. He holds out his right hand with his fist closed. On doing so, the energy of his whole body gets focused into his right arm and then shoots out from the closed fist as rings that are bright green in color. But that is not all. Once he is done using the beam, Ultraman can cross his arms in an X, and the moment he does so, he can time an explosion. Ultra Slash, Urotora Surashu. In Ultraman's arsenal of beams, this is a beam that takes the shape of a circular blade, almost like a buzzsaw. Activating this energy beam by manifesting it, Ultraman can throw one or two of them at his foe to have a clean slice through their body. Ultraman can telekinetically control objects and beings. Telekinesis is a power that allows Ultraman to control and lift objects using just his mind. This has never been something that is common in all Ultras because we do get to see that not a lot of Ultras can do that. When it comes to Ultraman, he has Ultra Willpower, Urotora Nenriki, which helps him control objects with his will. In the Ultraman universe, we do get to see other species showing telekinesis. Telekinesis is not a power that is only specific to the Ultra race. Can he reproduce? In the Ultraman universe, we have seen several children running around. Seeing children running around in this universe has led to several...
I asked that when I first saw Ultraman. I was like, can it reproduce? And I think they can. I was thinking about that like the first time I ever seen like Ultraman. I was like trying to figure out if they're a species, when that mean they like reproduce sexually.
Ultraman fans speculating how the Ultraman will reproduce. As we know that when the plasma spark happened, the human counterparts of the Ultraman ascended into this Ultraman status. And while this has given them powers, we also notice a distinct lack of human reproductive organs on the Ultraman. If there are no organs for the Ultraman to reproduce with, how do they reproduce? There are quite a few theories that are popular when it comes to that. The most popular one is genetic modification. What we mean by that is we already know that the Ultraman is far more technologically and genetically advanced than we humans. So perhaps what can happen is the DNA of an Ultraman and Ultra Woman are isolated and put in a test tube or a controlled system where these two sets of DNA fuse to give us a child. This seems highly plausible with how far our technology has advanced over the last few decades. Another one is in vitro fertilization. In the case of in vitro fertilization, the lack of genitals would not matter. The assumption is that Ultra Woman has eggs and it can be fertilized with some medical help by Ultraman to produce a child. Last but not least is the theory that Ultraman is asexual, which means that instead of taking part in sexual reproduction, maybe Ultraman reproduces asexually, where the need for another set of DNA is not mandatory. They self-fertilize the gametes and a new Ultra child is born. Marvelous verdict. Ultraman has been a fan favorite for several people as it has been airing for a good few decades. Ultraman instilled a sense of justice and righteousness in a lot of us when we were kids. And we are grateful to IG Tsuburaya for creating such a cult classic. And if you liked our content,
That's how you pronounce this is IG Subaru.
don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe.
Okay, that was the Ultimate Anatomy Explorer. Does he have bones, internal organs, and what is his species? By Marvelous Videos. And the last one for this stream is another video about Ultraman Explain the color timer. So I'm going to learn about the color timer now.
For clicking on this video and welcome to Ultraman Explained. In this video we're going to delve into the color timer, the glowing jewel that's seen at the center of every Ultraman's chest. What it is a luminous barometer device that is connected to the heart and or life force of the Ultraman. It measures the energy and or strength levels of the Ultraman. It was first ever seen in episode 1 of Ultraman. Now with some Ultraman it's a natural appearing organ. The Ultraman of the Showa era had it surgically implanted. Found on almost every Ultra, the color timer, or warning light, is an important organ for the Ultras. The color timer is a light formation usually on the Ultra's chest. The shape may vary from the circle to a diamond or a triangle or even letters such as V or X. They usually have a silver or gold ring around it. While the default color of the timer is almost always blue, some imitation or evil Ultras have color timers that are a different color, such as Ultraman Belial's timer, which is a different color and is purple. For example, while Dark Faust and Mephisto had black color timers. There are also beam lamps that some Ultras possess, like Ultra 7 and the Ultra Force members. They serve to measure the Ultraman's strength level instead of energy. Difference being strength does not have a specific time limit. Also, some possess them as well as conventional color timers, like Ultraman Zero, who has a color timer and a beam lamp. It behaves as one, even though they have a color timer. However, it seemed to only behave as such when his life is in danger. An Ultra Warrior's greatest weakness is their need for solar energy. The Earth's atmosphere weakens the Ultraman the longer they stay because it naturally filters out the majority of the light that reaches the surface. This most likely occurs on other planets, but the Earth is part of a single star system, while most planets in real life are found to have 2 or 3 stars that they orbit. The lack of adequate amounts of sunlight and the filtering effect of the atmosphere means an Ultra can only stay on Earth for approximately 3 minutes. They do not have this problem in space as long as there is an adequate light source. This restriction, known by fans as the 3-minute rule, is not a problem for all Ultras in the different continuities. These Ultras have the equivalents of color timers, either to alert them to when they've used up too much energy fighting, or to signify when they're injured. Out of universe, these color timers exist to let the viewer know when the hero is injured, tired, or a combination of both. The color timer generally starts out blue, showing that the Ultra is at full strength. When the energy gets low, it starts to flash, turning red. It gets faster and faster until it goes out entirely. If it goes out, it may result in the Ultra's death. In the English dub of Ultraman, the narrator says, if it is to go out, it will mean the Ultraman will never...
Okay, of 2 questions. 1, is she like the only female? Or is like more females? And also, female Ultraman, do they all look like this? Or is it like different versions of like female Ultraman? If there's different versions of like Ultraman men, shouldn't there be like different versions of Ultraman women? If that makes sense. Also, what happens if his color timer gets cracked? Like it gets destroyed. What happens to him? Did he just like he's done for good? Can his color timer be healed? Like if it gets cracked, can it get healed?
never rise again. This was probably just added for suspense though. The result of the color timer going out would mean that the Ultra is out of energy and can no longer function, let alone fight. Their only option when this is about to happen would be to receive a large amount of energy from someone or somewhere, usually from another Ultra or their human ally.
Okay, let me ask. What I'm asking is his color timer. The first question is the color timer, but the color timer. if his color timer gets destroyed, what happens to him? Like, is he dead at this point? Like, is Ultraman dead? If his color timer breaks, gets destroyed, gets cracked, is he dead? And can his color timer be healed if it gets destroyed? Also, Ultra Women, the women in Ultraman, is that the only design they have? Like, do all... Hold on. They cease function? So that would mean, like, it can't be used. He can't... You know, I was saying he's dead. And the Ultra Women, do they all look like this, or do they have other designs? Because if there's like other Ultramen, they all have different designs. That's just like my two questions.
Possibly be that the implanting of the color timer can be up to the individual's Ultra's choice, as Ultra 721 leave the planet's atmosphere or risk exhaustion and or death. We spoke earlier about exceptions to the rule, and here's one of them.
So they can get healed. So the color timer, if something happens to it, like it gets broken or something, it can be healed. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Ultra 7. Ultra 7 does not possess a color timer because he was not originally to be connected to the original Ultraman series. It has been stated that most Ultra Warriors have their color timer surgically implanted, but 7 was not a warrior when he went to Earth. He was as a scout or map maker, thus not needing the ability to judge his energy reserves. It may possibly be
You're confused to what I meant. Oh, what I mean by different Ultras, I mean like, okay, there's Ultraman Zero, there's Ultraman Taro, there's Ultraman, let's see, 7? Wait, there's not 7. Forgot his name. I'm just like, there's different variations of Ultraman, right? So I would assume there's like different variations of Ultra Women. Like, okay, if there's let's see. Okay. See this? See how these are all Ultramen, right? These are all Ultramen, but yet they have different names, right? These are all Ultramen, right? All of them are Ultramen, but they all have different names. I'm asking, is that the same for the women as well? Or do all women look like what happened to my chat? Sorry, something happened to my OBS. Okay, I'm looking at my so my chat had went out on my OBS. So now I'm like on my, yeah, my chat went out. But okay, so let me go back. She is mother of Ultra Leader, Supercross. You can think as Medic Center Leader. Okay, Ultra Woman like Ultraman. They're okay. That make okay. Thank you, Amy, some more, because that's what I want to know. I want to know if there were different designs, and Ultra Woman not appear as much on screen, but okay. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you, because I was trying to figure out whether or not they also have different designs as well.
Merely functions as an indicator of how critical the danger is, as shown when he is fighting the alien monster Nurse. While dizzy, he was being squeezed to death and the beam lamp blinks, but when he regained his wits and conjured his ultra power, it returned to normal. The advantage was passed on to his son, Ultra Zero, implying that the beam lamp is passed down the bloodline. Go ahead and leave me a
as a scout or map maker, thus not needing the ability to judge his energy reserves. It may possibly be that the implanting of the color timer can be up to the individual's Ultra's choice, as Ultra 721, who is the Ultra Warrior, lacked one too, instead having a beam lamp like 7. The beam lamp does not function as a gauge of his time limit, as Ultra 7 does not have the weakness suffered by his predecessors in the subsequent Ultras. His beam lamp merely functions as an indicator of how critical the danger is, as shown when he is fighting the alien monster Nurse. While dizzy, he was being squeezed to death and the beam lamp blinks, but when he regained his wits and conjured his Ultra power, it returned to normal. The advantage was passed on to his son, Ultra Zero, implying that the beam lamp is passed down the bloodline. Go ahead and leave me a comment at the bottom of this video telling me what you think or any other videos you'd like to see me do in the future. Go ahead and smash the like button as it lets me know I'm doing something right. And go ahead and hit subscribe so that you...
And that was the color timer, Ultraman Explained by Ultraman Explained. Okay, guys. That is about it. That's the end of part 1 of today's stream. Just give me a moment to get some. Okay, let me read. Beam Lamp Ultra have some but not many like color timer Ultra so far I see, but Ultraman lore are in manga and other medias too. Okay. Well, guys, this is the end of today's stream. This is part 1 of the Ultraman stream. Part 2 will be on Twitch. I'll be doing part 2 today. I might go ahead and do part 2 right now. I just want to let you guys know, exclamation point Twitch. I have the pin. If you check the pin comment, that's the link to my Twitch, and I'll be streaming on Twitch today, doing part 2. Part 2, be watching some clips of Ultraman, so check that out. I can't watch them on YouTube because of copyright. Subaru will come after me like they did last time, so that's why I'm moving it to Twitch. And before I read your comment, ASMR, I have one more announcement. Tomorrow I'll be live again on YouTube. If you guys want to hang out tomorrow, I'll be streaming Resident Evil Requiem again. This time I'll be redoing the ending. Yesterday I finished the game yesterday, but I'm gonna be playing the game again because I picked the wrong ending. I thought the ending I picked was the good ending, which it wasn't. So tomorrow I'm gonna pick the good ending. So I'll be doing that on stream. I'll be like redoing the ending of Resident Evil Requiem. So that's tomorrow's stream. And you said after finish Ultra, I will pull you into Japan robot anime more than tokusatsu because I love Japan robot more than toko. What is Japan robot exactly? Like, let me Google that. What is that? Before I go, let me like. Japan robot. Gundam? Oh yeah, I like Gundam. Yeah. Get a robot? Yeah, I mentioned Gundam earlier in the stream. I said that my 2 favorite Gundam series is G Gundam and Gundam Wing. and also, even though it's not Gundam, it's still mech. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah, I love Evangelion. I watched Evangelion back in high school. I've watched every episode of Evangelion back in high school. I watched the end of Evangelion in high school. I think. What was the other one? Let me see. What was the other? Yeah, it's not the rebuilds. Hold on. Kogias? Yeah, I know about Kogias. I've seen like a couple episodes. I need to probably go back and watch Kogias. But yeah, I like mech anime. Okay, what is considered real robot anime? What's considered real, or what is considered real robot anime? Oh, did I don't know if I watched Death and Rebirth. I don't know if I did watch Death and Rebirth, but I do remember watching the end of Evangelion. Let's see. Gunbusters. I think I've heard Gunbuster. Yeah, Gunbuster. Isn't that the creator of? Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki. Yeah, Gunbuster. Yeah, that's the. It was directorial debate of the creator of Neon Genesis. Yeah, I know about. I've heard of Gunbusters. And get a robo. That's what I'm trying. Get a robo. What is that? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking at the. I'm looking at it. Okay, I'm looking at Get a Robo. Okay, okay, even Voltron Robotech is from Japan. There are a ton of Japanese mech anime. Okay, real robot, like sci-fi robot that can explain while super robots alien power or Asian power. Okay. Okay, with that being said, could you give me like two examples of like an anime that is like that is real robot, and an anime that is super robot? Funny how my Nightbot is working now. Okay, thank you for mentioning that. So, real robots, all Gundam sub G Gundam. Okay, gotcha. Well, guys, because G Gundam is something beyond robot. Okay, so G Gundam is, yeah, I love G Gundam. That and Gundam Wing are my two favorite Gundams. Well, guys, that is today's stream. Like I said, after this stream, I will be going to stream on Twitch. So follow me on Twitch. The link is in the pinned comment. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all on Twitch.